You may remember me having mentioned a player by the name of Flippi Boehm, whose name I think I mispronounce it every time I try to say it, but it's Flippi. There's actually an entire archetype based after Flippi, like the blue-white deck. It kind of looks like the Responsible Joseph blue-white toolbox deck I've been playing, but he's kind of like the creator of the progenitor of all these more modern versions of blue-white midrange. I was trolling Facebook, of all places, hanging out in the pre-modern rooms in Facebook, seeing what people were coming up with. And I stumbled upon Flippi dropped this 5-color, he calls it 5-color junk, I think, but he had the idea that he wanted to play Lightning Angel in the same deck as Duress, which sounded unhinged. And then you're also going to notice this Pernicious Deed. So what we're looking at is not the rock, it's not the solution. It is basically 5-color soup. And I don't mean soup as a shortening of suey, the word we can't say here on YouTube or Twitch. Well, maybe we can say it on Twitch, I don't know. But it's just like 5-color good cards that you can play. Let's go through it. The mana base is jarring. 2 Adarkar Wastes, 1 Battlefield Forge, 1 Caves. All the gold lands are mostly 4 of, so 4 City of Brass, 1 Dromar Cavern, 1 Flooded Strand, 4 Gemstone Mine, 1 Grand Coliseum, an island and a plains, that we have something to get off of a Flooded Strand, 4 Reflecting Pool, a Shivan Reef, and an underground river, 23 lands. Then we've got Duress Sword, so we're starting to look like Dead Guy Al, right? But then we've got Impulse, Mana Leak, Mesmeric Fiend, Smother, and Meddling Mage. And this is kind of like Gold Cards tribal as well, because they're playing Vindicate, a pair of Pernicious Deeds, 3 Fire Ice, 4 Lightning Angel, 3 Exalted Angel, and the cherry on top is the 2 copies of Death's Grasp. I have never played this deck, but Flippi seems to think that he's onto something with this, and I wanted to try it. If this league doesn't go well, that's on Flippi. I've never played this, and Flippi is a different beast of a player, much better than I am. The sideboard is full of, I would say, sideboard cards, but we actually have to go through them because there's some weird ones. We've got Rave Revelation. That's a pretty stock sideboard card. Probe is a weird one. I'm going to read it just in case you're new. It's not a contemporary card. You see a ton in Premodern. It's 3 mana, blue and 2, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards at sorcery speed. Unless it was kicked for a black and a colorless, then it also mind rots the opponent. Teferi's response, Recoil is a cool one. Bounce a permanent, then they discard at instant speed. Does hit lands, which is interesting. Anurid Brushhopper number 2 in the side. No, just number 1. There's none on the main board. We're playing another like 4-color deck today that does play Anurid Brushhopper. Zuran Orb, Keg, another Fire Ice, Call of the Herd, and the weirdest card that I had to like look up to figure out what it did was Necravolver, a 3-mana 2/2 that you can kick with either green and colorless or a white. If it was green and colorless, it comes in with 2+1/+1 counters and just has trample. And if it was kicked with white, it's a 1+1/+1 counter and has proto lifelink, the same type of lifelink that Exalted Angel has. So it's a trigger that goes on the stack, meaning that, you know, if you set up blocks incorrectly, thinking you'll gain life before you die, that's not how it works. That's the deck we're playing. Let's try it in a league. All right, we are on the play for round number 1, so we'll take it. And let's see what an opening hand in this deck looks like. It looks like the solution. We've got a hand that literally only can't cast Smother, but we've got Mage, Lightning Angel. I think we're signing up for these. My atrocious Landstill deck is almost done, just waiting on 1 Flooded Strand and a couple Factor Fictions to arrive. Very nice. Love Landstill. I need to do a long form video on Landstill again soon. I haven't played it on MTGO in a while. How'd you like my little story about embarrassing my kids? I loved it. I need to tell that to Max because he does the same shit. He like, I think it's a dad thing. He loves embarrassing his kids. I think my brother does the same thing to his kids too. All right, turn 1, we will just play. Actually, believe it or not, with no turn 1 plays, I'll confuse the opponent by playing Reflecting Pool. Reflecting Pool notably does not tap for mana, but if our opponent's going to open on Wasteland, they can't lock us out of one of our colors here, which is pretty cool. Sorry, opponent, I did not mean to have a stop set on your upkeep and draw. Brushland could be Mad Dog. Deck has seen a surge in popularity. Nope, this is Enchantress, so we're going to go Meddling Mage on Argothian Enchantress, into Meddling Mage on, Treva's Runes even, into Meddling Mage on Enchantress's Presence. On tap, take a draw. The Pernicious Deed should be pretty good in this matchup. Here's my Mage. We'll go white, blue. You know, it's interesting. Treva's Runes isn't typically played in Enchantress. This could be like a Turbo Lands variant. Maybe I'm better off naming Swords to Plowshares first. What do you guys think? Do you think we're playing against proper, is this proper Enchantress? I don't know how often you see Treva's Runes in that deck. Kentucky ain't ready for the Metalworkers, baby? Oh yeah, I cannot wait for the Kentucky trip. I'll post a photo in Discord tomorrow, most likely. It's Full Arts, Future Sighter, Modern Border only. Trash. I think I'm going to name Swords here. Our opponent could easily be on Turbo Lands. Brushland into Treva's Runes. Yeah, we're going to go Swords. This could wind up being a huge mistake, but I don't know if Enchantress deck's playing a bunch of Treva's Runes, so go. Is it worth waiting one more turn before you mage? No, I think I need to be mana efficient because I also want to, like, I want to play a creature that can attack here, my second Meddling Mage, hopefully naming a proper card, and then go into Lightning Angel. So if I take this turn off to do nothing, it like puts us in a weird spot. Brushland Ruins, or no, Brushland Plains, Green-White, Argothian, our Enchantress's Presence. Okay, this is just Enchantress with I was going to name Argothian with the first one anyway, so this worked out okay. So this means my creatures are much more likely to hang out, and Pernicious Deed should be pretty good in this matchup. Ooh, Gemstone Mine makes black, but we're not really going to be using black, unfortunately, because Smother doesn't hit the Argothian. So we'll attack for 2, and then I think we'll play out a Gemstone Mine, and we'll go white, blue, and there's already an Enchantress's Presence in play. I wonder if we should name like Parallax Wave and just try to erase them from ever getting into play. I think so. I'm going to go Parallax Wave with this card. If this music gets to be too much for anybody, let me know. I've been on a kick. But hopefully my clock here is like good enough. That's pretty much their whole removal suite. Yes, that's correct. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, this is Amiri's Guile. I think this is just clean, proper Enchantress. Anyone here going to the one in Kentucky at the end of this month? Not the end of this month. I'm going to the Grand Prix in June, I believe, or June or July, one of those two. I'll be plugging that soon on the channel. I have the flyer. All right, they pass to me, so we got to get some action going. That's an Exalted Angel, which isn't all bad. Let's go Shivan Reef and play Lightning Angel. We can go red, colorless, blue. Actually, no, we can't do that. We need to go white, blue, and then we attack. Beep, beep, go. They might need to find like solitary or something pretty soon. I'm just going to yield through turn. There's nothing I can do at instant speed. Splashing blue or overdoing the mana fixing could be either. This could be like the 2024 All-Star Tropical Enchantress. I haven't seen that deck in ages, though. Although the original Tropical Enchantress deck, was that just green-blue? I can't remember. I wasn't really playing Premodern at the time, so... Exploration draws a card for sure. Sarah's Sanctum could really mess us up if they can get another anchor going. It was just blue-green. You would know that, Grease Monkey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Most lists run 1 layer. Interesting. Maybe I've just dodged it. I've been like lightly keeping up on the Enchantress list, just trolling MTG top 8, seeing what decks have been doing well. I haven't spotted the Trevis Ruins, but also I'm not looking at their mana that hard, so it could just be that. They're going to pop the Grove with a green floating, putting themselves at very close to dead. They must have Solitary in their hand, or they're going to like put a Solitary on top and then cycle through a green enchantment to get it. Lava Mancer, what's up, baby? They're going to get a Presence. Interesting. So they're if they can't touch any of my creatures, which currently I don't know if they can, we're going to bring them to 1. All right, they've got access to 5 mana now. I'm not sure. I mean, it basically has to be Solitary, I think. They can't wave us. I've got a Meddling Mage on wave and a Meddling Mage on swords. I listened to Rich Shea talk about his Tropical Enchantress. Sounded so cool. I could listen to Shea talk for weeks. Oh my God, we won? I guess just Mage on removal into Lightning Angel is good enough. All right, Enchantress, what's good here? I think Ray of Revelation. Is that truly it? Oh man, I don't have the Flippi Junk sideboard guide here, so this is going to be a nightmare. I don't think they're going to be Xantid swarming us or anything, so I think it's safe to cut all of my swords to Plowshares. And I know I want the Ray. I think Smother blows. So I'm looking at what we want to get out first, because like we can't have dead cards in this matchup. Game 1, we got lucky and just never drew a dead card. I think, yeah, Brian, I think you're right about Keg. I could even see Fire Ice being a good tempo play on Sarah's Sanctum, potentially. Recoil, Bounce an Enchantress's Presence, not the worst play I've ever heard of. This is a Flippi list, actually. I found this on Facebook of all places. Definitely not Zuran Orb. I'm pretty sure we don't want Call of the Herd. Is it Anurid Brushhopper? I really want all 6 of these out. Could it be Probe? No, I think Probe's too slow. Not Teferi's Response. Is it Necravolver? No way. Maybe it's just Brushhopper, because it like gets around removal in a really sneaky way. Something like this. What do we think, class? Does this look okay to everybody? I think I'm going to try this. At least there's no dead cards in my deck now. Submit. Just tuning in. That is some amount of colors. In fact, all of them. Yes, it's 5 color suit, baby. Have you thought about playing a Dreamhalls list? Not my style whatsoever. Although I've got no hangups against Dreamhalls. It's just very much not my style. This hand is an Azorius hand with a Meddling Mage, so points for that. I wonder if we just Meddling Mage on swords again and try to fight their anchors. Because we've got a Ray of Revelation, so we can use Impulse to try to develop green. Yeah, we'll keep this. The Pernicious Deed seems very good, and I don't think they're prepared for it. Like, it's a pressure release valve we can draw super late. Exalted Angel, not the greatest draw, not the worst draw. I can't do anything with 1 mana, so once again, I'm going to drop Reflecting Pool and pass. I've tried to have Adrian play Brain Freeze in the past. It did not go well. So true. Sorry, Lava Man. Sorry, I really did mess that one up for us, huh? All right, they've got an anchor in play. We're going to have to just simply exist with this anchor. It depends on what we draw here. Lightning Angel. So that our deck is trying to play the same game we played the first time, but worse because we've only got one mage and they've already got an Argothian Enchantress resolved. This is certainly a Meddling Mage turn. White, blue, and then here, I think we need to try to race them. So I am going to name Swords to Plowshares, I think. I'm not going to name another anchor because they already have an anchor, and if I name like Enchantress's Presence and they just jam a second Argothian, I look kind of foolish. All right, Mirri's Guile, I can simply yield through this turn. I have no foils. 2 mana, nothing to do with it. That makes me think that their hand probably contains a copy of Swords to Plowshares, which is interesting. And I just drew a city. That kind of makes me want to morph an angel, attack for 2, morph an angel, pass, which I think is what we're going to do. We're just going to like try to clock them. This Ray of Revelation, as long as they don't develop a Sterling Grove, can take out a Parallax Wave. Beat beat for 2, City of Brass, Exalted Angel, morph. 1, 2, 3. You may go. You may as well yield again. There's a part of me that loves playing decks with no free spells or anything, because being able to yield through turns is like the best. Sorry about that long string, by the way, of like a ton of MTGO gameplay. I know some of you guys like watching it here on this channel, but like I did like 7 in a row, so I felt bad. I had to like put out 2 straight weeks of paper gameplay. But now I'm going to bring back some of the MTGO gameplay just so everyone can enjoy that. It is a Parallax Wave. This we were actually super well prepared for, thankfully. However, we can't Lightning Angel, unfortunately. That also, if they wave out our morph, it's going to come back flip face up, which is really good for us. Underground River's good. Now our mana is literally perfect, but I want to hold up Ray of Revelation, so this turn is just attack for 4, hold up Impulse Ray. Beep, beep. And I can flash back the Ray too, so we're looking pretty solid. Yep, you ate my Meddling Mage. Damage. So they only ate the Meddling Mage, making me fairly certain that they have STP in their hand. I wonder if it's correct to Ray right now so I can rename swords. I've managed to catch up on post-Tideban YouTube. Seem like you need maybe 2 uploads a day. You don't need to sleep, right? Yeah, true. I can only do 1 upload a day right now. I'm so sorry. I don't have an editor. I am the editor. Sorry, I need to think for a second. I'm trying to analyze to the best of my pea-brain's ability. Do we deal with the wave right now? Because it makes me think they want to wave our morph. Yeah, I think we're doing it now. Let's go white and whatever. Ray, wave. All right, wave triggers. I'm going to get that mage back. I think we're just going to name STP again, because if they have another wave, I can just ray that one too. Swords to Plowshares. Just like that. And then we'll pass. We've got this Impulse as a mana sink. Could recoil the name wave, but I think the read on STP seems solid. Yeah, I think they probably have STP. Them, because like they've got a Mirri's Guile, so they should be able to put together Opal Wave pretty easily if I don't have interaction for it. And not taking the Exalted Angel, to me, seems telling that they have at least 1 copy of STP in hand. So I'm trying to respect that. I could be reading this totally wrong, though. If y'all haven't caught it yet, Lanny just dropped another Moxless Grow, aka just normal Growatog, because I'm starting to agree with Lanny that Growatog probably shouldn't play the card Mox Diamond the more I play with those versions of the deck. So that dropped today, a new video on that. I think it's a 5-0 league too. And then the new Spike Colony just dropped. And it was a good one. It's titled Everything is Mid-Range. So if you're looking for a sweet podcast to listen to, highly, highly recommend that one. White, we're going to play another Anchor? Nope, just a Guile. So they're just kind of spinning their wheels. One of the nice things about Enchantress is that it is kind of just a deck full of air. Seal of Cleansing. This is fine. They also risk flipping your Angel for free if they wave it. That's true. Flipping my Angel here would actually be so poor for them tempo-wise. There's the Sanctum, so they can produce oodles of mana now. Especially bad if they have another wave, because then they're going to be able to seal pop my stuff. But they're just playing an Enchantress's Presence. Okay. I won't say this is fine, but like, you know, they've only got 2 floating. It might actually be fine. I'll probably get him for a little bit more damage at least. Another Seal. You draw much more cards. Many more cards even. The best thing I can draw here, I might even Impulse for just Meddling Mage. That way I can name, there's still more Parallax Waves in their deck than there are Replenishes most likely. So I probably just name Parallax Wave and move on with my day, see if it's good enough. I'm not going to burn a Ray on that Enchantress's Presence. I think I'm playing a different game entirely right now. Also, like, my deck still does contain the card. It still contains the card Pernicious Deed, which is really good. I could take either a Mesmeric Fiend, which I'm not super hopeful of being good. I think it's this Impulse. Now that I'm thinking about it, since Pernicious Deed is contained in my deck, moving towards being able to play and crack that for a large amount could be really good. Next turn, untap draw, Speak of the Devil. Let's play this Flooded Strand. Let's get busy for all of them. Doink. We're in another pretty interesting spot here, right? Where we could, if we flip this angel, we deal 6 to them and bring them to 9. They're double anchored right now. And I'm really incentivized not to pop my deed on 2 when my angel's face down. So I either flip my morph and hold up Ray of Revelation, or I hit them for 4 holding up Recoil, Impulse, or Ray of Revelation, a combination of 2 of the 3. Yeah, Brian, I think I agree with you. I'm gonna go ahead and flip here, leaving the City of Brass up as my mana source. Let's grab a plains and let's flip that angel. White, colorless, colorless, white. Let's lay on some pressure. And luckily, this lightning angel having haste might be able to recover from a disaster that might happen after I pass because they're double anchored. Shit, if you count Guile as an anchor, 2 of them doesn't do anything, so you can call them triple anchored even. Ivan, what's going on, baby? How you doing? Now deed on 2 isn't the best thing in the world. Opens up STP that is probably stuck in their hand. True. What are we playing? A weird solution? 5-color junk. It's a Flippi deck. I yoinked it off Facebook. Actually, here, I can actually show you guys Flippi's physical picture of the deck here. What do you think of that? Look at this shit. It's gorgeous. All right, Enlightened Tutor for sure. All right, they grabbed a wave. They're probably going to wave combo us here. All right, you've got an exploration. Now we're kind of interested in never missing a land drop because a Pernicious Deed really does solve all of our problems. All right, you've got a Parallax wave. Flippi just wanted to play a bunch of foil cards. True. True. All right, you got a wave, dude. Wave out my buddies. They're gone. Cleansing your own wave makes sense. Am I yielded? I'm not going to yield, actually. All right, there goes my entire army. I need this Lightning Angel to do all of my work. Now, if this is an Opalescence, we can deal with that right now because we've got the Ray, which is really quite good. Let them go to attackers with all their stuff, and I will gladly just Ray of Revelation the Opalescence and yield through the turn. A land drop here would actually be phenomenal for me. Yeah, exactly, Brian. Land, please. Like, I can always impulse for it, but if I can naturally find it here, we're looking good. Keg is not actively good at the moment, so what I think I need to do here is I need to go blue and a white. I'm going to impulse for land now. I could go Meddling Mage, although I think we need to like lean on our Pernicious Deed a little hard right now. So I will just take a City of Brass, any order those on the bottom. Drop a City of Brass, and then we're going to pass because they've got a Seal of Cleansing. So we're going to have to play and crack Deed kind of all on the same turn. We'll let them do their thing. If they play like an Opalescence or something, we can always recoil it. Now the thing we're really concerned with is replenish. So if I find a Duress, I might even take a turn off the Deed just to like try to clear the way of any replenishes. Green. Another Presence? Yeah, you got it. All right, Carpet of Flowers. Yeah, that's not a good card against me. I have exactly 1 basic island. I'll make sure not to fetch it now that I know they have it. Seal of Cleansing, all that's good. Solitary Confinement is all good. Sterling Grove is all good. What is my plan? Like survive until they draw their deck now? I think it might be. Another Sarah's Sanctum. I love all these cards, but why are they in the same deck? Because Flippi's crazy. All right, you've got Opalescence. Does Replenish deck them? No, that's not how the Enchantress cards work. It's not when an enchantment enters play, it's when you cast one. Once again, if we draw land, we feel really good. All right, we can just yield through the turn now. Low-key meta. I literally just clicked the Twitch link in YouTube to follow your channel on Twitch, and you were streaming. Great timing. Awesome. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Appreciate it. We're also getting a lot of good equity on the clock. Enchantress players tend to not know how to play very quickly. Because I think we're going to lose this game. We're going to keep playing, though. Can I get a Discord invite? That is a patron thing. So if you want to chat with me in like the normal Discords, I'm in like all of them. But ooh, I drew the land. But in terms of my patron Discord, that's a patron thing. So you'd have to be either a YouTube member or a patron. Unless you already are and you didn't get the link, in which case reach out. I'm happy to help you. Black, green, white. Here's my Pernicious Deed, dude. All right. I can't recoil the Opal. It's got Shroud because of the Sterling Grove. I'm just going to pass. If they're smart, they'll pop their seal on my Pernicious Deed before I pass the turn. That way, if they have a replenish, they can just crack it. I'm going to do the thing I have to do, which is pop this on 4 and yield. You did join through YouTube? Yeah. If Snuff, if you did, then reach out to me on any platform you have my socials on. I'm happy to help. All right, 1 replenish. I won't concede to it. I'm actually going to let them burn their clock. I don't have a lot of respect for Enchantress and MTGO. Yep, I'm yielding. Burn that clock, baby. There's another Pernicious Deed in my deck, too. Take a draw. That is not a perk deed, so we can now concede and go to game 3. Do I want to make any changes when I'm on the play? I don't think I do. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty happy with all this. We're just going to resubmit. Of course, my league would start against Enchantress I don't think there's a less interesting deck in the format, and I say that with full conviction. I wonder what my opponent's tanking on post-board. It's like, I don't think me having Pernicious Deed change any of their sideboarding. Probe isn't decent in this matchup. It could be like fine. The problem is kicking it to have them discard 2 cards. By the time I can kick it for 5 mana, they're almost always anchored, right? So their card advantage is going to be so steep that paying 2 mana to have them discard 2 cards isn't even worth the mana investment, in my opinion. It could also be that Probe is explicitly for this matchup and I'm missing something. That could very much be a thing. But there's no way for us to accelerate into the Probe. So to me, it's a little bit sketchy. All right, double Meddling Mage hand, please. I will play. No Meddling Mages, but we get to open up on a mana leak and we've got an Impulse. So we can try to be a control deck. I think we'll try that. All right, Adarkar, go. Just got here and the first thing I see is Lightning Angel and Brushhopper in the same deck. Yeah, it's a little weird. We're doing some weird shit. All right, land, go. Cool. Cool. Untap draw. Well, I just drew a mage. I think I can wait on the mage now because there's nothing to curve into. And I think I want to like Mana Leak Argothian, then play Meddling Mage on Enchantress's Presence. That way, if they want to Swords to Plowshares the Meddling Mage, they can't Presence in the same turn. Pushing me to turn 4 where I can Impulse for an interactive spell. Yeah, I like that line. Therefore, I will just play an Adarkar Wastes and pass the turn. Because they've got a Plains up. So if I play Mage, I'm kind of like almost forced to name Swords to Plowshares, which is really bad if they have an Argothian. Midnight 40 here, gonna crash. Nice to catch you live. Thanks, buddy. Have a good sleep. Be good. They went to grab Enchantress's Presence off of the tutor. All right, we're gonna Mana Leak this Argothian, and then we're gonna do exactly the line we were talking about. Untap, draw Reflecting Pool, play Reflecting Pool, play Meddling Mage for a white and a blue, and we'll name Enchantress's Presence. Boom. You may go. Name card you showed me in your hand seems pretty solid. Now, if they have a Swords, that's tough for us. Forest, pass. Well, if they have Swords, they should have done it while I was tapped out, right? Let's go to combat, send on them. If they went land presence, wouldn't it just have been better I mana to recoil, then go mage, hold up impulse? Could have been. That could have been the case. Interesting. I wonder if that's what I was supposed to do. We'll go City of Brass, and now we're going to play Mesmeric Fiend, tapping for a black and a colorless. Show me what you got, dude. My opponent's probably having a migraine trying to figure out what the fuck my deck does. All right, what you got? We've got Parallax Wave, Enchantress's Presence, and Replenish. Well, give me that Parallax Wave. And then we know about these cards. Okay, nice. Pass turn. Kind of just want to like... Oop, I just crossed out the wrong thing. Everyone remember they have a Replenish. I crossed out the Replenish I should not have. Now our goal is just to impulse into like Lightning Angel and try to race them. Solid plan. Just play Wooded Foothills. No, don't do that. Oh no, I yielded through the turn. I was definitely supposed to impulse there. All right, we'll go Gemstone Mine. That was a big mistake. Don't F6 yourself out of games, kids. You can discard Presence, Replenish if we do. True. All right, they're just playing a forest. So they've got two unknowns plus Replenish, Presence. And step, we will impulse for a blue and a colorless. I'd like more clock, please. I'll take a Meddling Mage. Any order those onto the bottom. Next turn. All right, let's go Gemstone Mine, combat, full send. Then I think we're going to go Mage on Parallax Wave. Maybe Swords is still better. No, I think we'll do Parallax Wave. Meddling Mage, blue, white, Parallax Wave. And then, yeah, I'm just racing. I could see an argument for like, hold this back, don't be dumb, but I'm going to be dumb. Brushhopper, go. Watch them like have Wrath of God. Wouldn't that be crazy? I can't even save my Brushhopper right now. Can't use the second white unless they are Ricochet. True. Nice reference, by the way, Hulk. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is a 2-turn clock. If we draw Mana Leak, we're probably like in it. It's like they're just passing. If they're going to do any removal stuff, they need to do it while I'm tapped out, right? Ooh, Fire Ice. We can tap down their white source. Combat, full send, damage. And then we will just pass to you, dude. In your upkeep, Ice, white source. Ooh, Mesmeric Fiend, not a bad pickup. All right, we get Enchantress round 1. Nice. Not a bad start for this weird deck. Let's get into round 2. That was pretty sweet. I liked that a lot. I guess while we're waiting for queue times... Oh, never mind. I was going to pull up the deck list so people could see it, but we found our round 2 opponent. It's Wolven Joe 1984, and they are on the play. Tough for me. This hand contains a single Gemstone Mine as my mana source, so this is an easy mulligan. But look at the beauty of how discombobulated and horridly non-synergistic this hand is. Ooh, opponent loves the channel. Oh, thanks, buddy. All right, we're mulliganing. Our opponent also mulliganed. This hand is arguably worse. This hand produces 0 sources of mana. So we're going to 5. Let's hope our card quality is high enough that can carry us. Mulligan. Oh, wow. Well, we earned this, huh? Do we keep this and try to get lucky? I don't think so. We're going to mulligan one more time. All right, this hand contains, let's go Grand Coliseum tapped into Adarkar Wastes with a Meddling Mage. And would I rather impulse or would I rather like hold my big payoff? I think we're impulsing. Okay, done. 1, 2, 3, done. You are up. Are we testing just how bad mana is in this format? Kinda. City of Brass into Birds. Smells like Oppo Survival or even more likely Hermit Feb. Basking Root Walla could be the more recent versions of Mad Dog that have been playing a City of Brass in the same slot that you'd normally play the Gaia's Cradle. But that's an island. This could just be Madness Survival. Quarian Ranger kind of smells like Madness Survival or Opposition Survival. Duress. I kind of want a mage, but I really can't afford to miss. I also can't afford to miss my land drop. What I'm going to do is take a risk. I'm just going to pass. What I want to do is impulse, find a third mana source, Duress, take thing, then Meddling Mage. Hope they don't have survival here. Also represent counter magic. Attack for 2. Are we pumping? No pump. All right, pass to me. Let's go impulse. I love that Grand Coliseum taps for colorless. All right, do we see a land? We don't. But we can take this Swords to Plowshares. All right, my turn, land off the top. Not in the top 5, huh? Duress you. Tanglewire plus opposition, huh? We can kind of handle a Tanglewire for a couple of turns, but I believe in the main board, we might not have a way to deal with opposition outside of Vindicate, and that's going to be real hard to cast under an opposition. Yeah, I think it's opposition. Yeah, we're taking the opposition, and then we will just ship the turn. They've got a Squee in hand. So yeah, I think this is Oppo Survival. I mean, there's an opposition. It is Oppo Survival. Attack for 2, no blocks. You could choose 3 decks to introduce someone to Premodern. What 3 would you choose? That is a hard one. All right, here comes the Tangled Wire, I believe. Yeah, I will just respond with an STP on Quarian Ranger and then yield through the turn. All right, let's impulse ahead of this Tanglewire. Find a land drop for the love of God. Reflecting Pool will do. And then we'll tap down all of our permanents. Take a draw. Reflecting Pool. There's only 1 mystery card in hand. Do I convert this Duress right now? I'm not going to get a chance for many turns. I think I do just want to know what the last card in their hand is. Maybe they drew like Survival. Nope, it's a Deranged Hermit. Good to know. You may go. Then they're going to have to tap 3. It's probably just Island, Tanglewire, City. Maybe pump the Root Walla. My life total is getting pretty low. Remember, I'm playing this game on 4 cards. If I draw a land, then the turn after next, I can get a Meddling Mage down on Deranged Hermit. If I can answer this Root Walla, maybe we can move towards resolving. They're tapping like that, huh? Do they have a land in hand? Seems weird. No, I guess it doesn't seem that weird. That probably is the best way to tap now that I'm thinking about it. 1, 2, 3. I'll tap these. Land off the top, please. No land, but that's a Vindicate. Like, maybe we can string something together. If we draw land, we can still play Meddling Mage next turn, which is a big deal. So we'll leave our Reflecting Pool untapped. And if we draw land, we can Meddling Mage Deranged Hermit. Then we can like Vindicate spell. Blue, green, Wild Mongrel. The Wall of Roots for sure. Is this a survival? It is. So there's our Vindicate target. Tanglewire does its thing. We'll tap 1, 2. Take a draw. All right, another Reflecting Pool. Let's play it. Let's play the Meddling Mage. And let's name the card that we know that's in their hand. But this is a much worse play now that they're able to pitch it to the survival. So next turn, we really need to be able to Vindicate that thing. Pitch Squee. What'd they get? Basking Root Walla number 2. Yeah, I am at 10 life. This seems like a good strategy. I'm going to have to tap 1. It'll be the Grand Coliseum. Vindicating this survival, if I start to draw into things like Exalted Angel, Lightning Angel, maybe there's a chance we can stabilize. But as of right now, we are in a dark spot. Tap for 1, 2. It's costing a blue here for you. Oh, just pitch to survival. They get Wall of Roots. Yeah, they're going wide on mana. There's their wall. Leaving the Root Walla in hand, that's pretty interesting. Seems like getting Root Walla into play is a little bit better than just setting Squee into the graveyard. They can do that at any point. I guess they can get the Basking Root Walla into play at any point too, though. Speak of the devil, here he is. So they have 1 mystery card in hand. Birds of Paradise for sure. That's a lot of mana. You don't have good attacks. No response to the wire. I wonder if I tap Meddling Mage. I think I will. And then we'll draw. There's a Langel. That's pretty interesting. The Birds of Paradise can block. I don't know that that's that big a deal. This is interesting. Now it's like, do I Vindicate the survival and take 6 points of damage to them attacking with the Root Wallas? Or do I hope they don't have an easy out and Vindicate the thing they get with survival? I'm going for this, actually. Let's go red, white, blue, colorless. Here's Langel. Combat. Send this in. Because it can also block Root Walla, right? All right, now all we can do is yield through the turn and hope whatever they bring together isn't too good. Opposition would be obviously unbeatable for us. Pitch Squee. I wonder if they would get Trade Wind Rider. They get Gilded Drake. I mean, I can Vindicate the Lightning Angel and attack them for 3. We haven't lost a point of power. Ooh, but the Lightning Angel sure can attack me. Probably should have thought about Gilded Drake as an option, actually. That was definitely a misplay on my end. Tanglewire is the nail in the coffin. Now we're not going to be able to Vindicate. All right, we did as good as we could on 4. I actually put up a pretty convincing game plan on just 4 cards. What do we want now? I think Fire Ice is actually pretty good. It takes out birds and unprotected Basking Root Wallace, Quarian Rangers. So Fire Ice, Rare Revelation, no response. I don't know if Probe's the correct card for this matchup either. It goes pretty long, but it like plays really poorly under Tanglewire. Necravolver. I don't want to kick that into a Gilded Drake, that's for sure. I think Powder Keg's fine. Recoil, maybe. None of these. I don't think Call of the Herd's right either. Anurid Brushhopper, meh. They got a lot of walls. Zuran Orb, meh. What is not great against this deck? I think Death Grasp might be a little bit too clunky. Can probably trim like an Exalted Angel, potentially. Like 1 Angel, 1... Does response kill Oppo? Yo, it does. All right, I gotta find another cut, but I think that's actually super interesting. Although that's like super narrow, right? That's like... Now we're assuming I'm letting opposition resolve, right? Oh yeah, I didn't answer the question from Hirok. 3. Honestly, Elves, Psychotog, Terrageddon isn't a bad pairing. I'd say Sly, Psychotog, and Landstill for my personal tastes. I think that's not quite good enough. As cool as that sounds, I think I'm just not trying to let an opposition resolve. Maybe a little bit hopeful. As good as Duress is, I think there's a high threshold that, no, they got opposition. How am I making space for this last Powder Keg? Am I simply not? Am I just going 3 for 3? Maybe that's fine. Submit. All right, I'd like to be on the play. A 7 I can keep. Well, don't mind if I do keep. Duress into Mage into Interaction into Lightning Angel seems like right where we want to be. Only Luck, thank you for the Prime sub, buddy. Appreciate it. Opponent mulligans to 6. I have not mulliganed to 4 this time, so I'm feeling a little bit more hopeful with a hand like this. Although I am slotted to take roughly 10 damage from my mana base, so we have to be careful. Opponent says my turn. Yeah, they're going deep. You can't complain till you get to 4, though. I went to 4. You have to go to 4, too. All right, they're at 5. Let us play City of Brass and Duress you. And hope that it mixed. Bobby, thank you for the resub. 5 months. 1 month away from that 6-month sub badge, buddy. Duress you, hope it hits. Even if it doesn't, it informs my Meddling Mage, which is pretty good. Ooh, we got Tanglewire and Survival. All right, we'll take your Survival. And next turn, we're Meddling Mage on Tanglewire and try to move into Lightning Angel. Matu, I'm not a pre-modern guy. Why is the Morph Angel good? To explain that, if you're not a pre-modern guy, then there's like no good way to explain it to you. It has to deal with the power level of pre-modern and how removal is situated in the format, basically. Land Meddling Mage, and we will name your Tanglewire. I have named Tanglewire. You may go. Ooh, Jay Hufflepuff, thank you so much for all the gifted subs, buddy. Well, I was watching on YouTube. Come on, this is the better place. That's not true. All right, you've got a Basking Root Wall. That's totally fine. Is that it? End step. Next turn. So you've only got 1 mystery card. That's a Swords. I think what we want to do here is actually STP this Lawnmower Elves and then just Impulse for land. Try to get this job done with a Lightning Angel. They'll probably pump the Root Walla, which I don't hate. I could also just like get the Root Walla here, but I value Impulse too highly. All right, you may go. Attackers is fine. End step, let's Impulse. Show me a land deck. Reflecting Pool, best possible. We like it. All right, on tap, draw. Here's my Reflecting Pool. Here's my Lightning Angel. Blue, white, red, colorless. Take a bunch of pain. Combat, beep beep in there for 3. They are severely behind right now, which is awesome. They got a Quarian Ranger. That is just fine. Are they going to reset their Root Walla? They could have. They can bounce a forest and leave Root Walla pump up, but they didn't do that. So now I'm like super comfy just attacking with everything. Because this bounces a forest. Beep beep. All right, they concede. I like it. All right, so we got there. They mulligan deep game 2. We mulligan deep game 1. For game 3, do I want to do any tricksy stuff or am I good with my main game plan? I think I'm just good with my main game plan. Yeah, we're just going to ship this. Oh, well, what the fuck is this greed? Duress and Lightning Angel? Fuck Duress and Lightning Angel. Pernicious Deed Lightning Angel, baby. Carl, just so you know, I found this on Facebook and this was Flippi. This is a Flippi list. Duress, Fiend, Meddling Mage. Well, we're not putting that back. Gemstone Mine, you can tap for 2 mana. And then you have to power my Reflecting Pool. No response to the birds. My turn. All right, Gemstone. Tap it for a black. Duress, you. There is a Hydroblast. We'll take it. And this Meddling Mage coming down next turn is going to name some shit. Yield. We see Wall of Roots coming down. So this is like, we really want to draw our Pernicious Deed now. This is the type of hand that Pernicious Deed just eats alive. All right, we untap, draw Reflecting Pool number 3. Is there anything we want to name with Meddling Mage? I could just fire both of their other mana sources. I'm going to do that. Fire 1/1, red, whatever. Now I can no longer tap this Gemstone Mine because it's load bearing, but eating a bunch of mana seems like a pretty good idea. Yeah, you've got a Wall of Blossoms for sure. Land drop, Swarm, another elf for sure. Smother. All right, we know they have a Xantid Swarm in their hand that we don't care about. I think I'm going to take a educated guess that I need to Meddling Mage Survival because that is their way to pull super far ahead. So as much as I want to Fiend, I'm just going to Mage naming Survival. And then ship the turn. Yeah, this format is great. If you don't play this format, Matt, you need to. It's awesome. Yeah, you've got a Xantid Swarm. That's fine. I have very few counter spells, so it's like not a big deal. Well, there is a Lightning Angel. To cast it, I must lose my Gemstone Mine and my black mana. I won't be doing that. I'll wait till I can cast it on turn 5. So we'll go black, white, Mesmeric Fiend. I know nothing about your hand. What you got? Deranged Hermit and Blue Blast. Well, Deranged Hermit is something they can cast, and it scares the shit out of me. This Blue Blast, however, beats my Lightning Angel. Can they cast that Deranged Hermit? Okay, interesting thing happening here, right? If they cast that Deranged Hermit, I can use my Smother, because they would have to draw land. So if they cast that Deranged Hermit, I could use Smother to kill, let's say, Wall of Roots. Then they can't pay the Echo cost, right? So what if I take Blue Blast? I think I'm going to do that. I could see that winding up being wrong, but we're going to try that approach. Ooh, Hype Chest. There you go. Have a reward class. No attacks. You may go. Are they can go to combat? They can attack for 1 in the air. That is more than fine. They draw the land. So this is going to be a Deranged Hermit, but I may stop them from playing. You know what's even better than stopping them from paying the Echo cost? Letting them pay it and then, no, because then I can't kill the Deranged Hermit. I take back everything I said. We have to kill, I think, Wall of Roots right now. Exalted Angel is a fine draw here too. Here's a Shivan Reef. Let's go black, colorless. Let's smother the, honestly, it might be the elves now because they only get 2 more uses out of this. So we'll smother the elves. This will stop them from paying the Echo cost on the Deranged Hermit, which is really good. We can tuck an Exalted Angel right now, but we can't flip it face up because this thing's making our white. So we, once again, must be patient. But if they draw dead, we feel pretty good. If they draw hot, it's looking sketch. Goodbye, Deranged Hermit. This Meddling Mage should do some work, not letting these squirrels just run us over. Yeah, you've got it. Xantid Swarm does its thing. They don't do anything. I love that. Well, now I think I will Langel, white, blue, red, colorless. Sup. Now Xantid Swarm doesn't work anymore, which is phenomenal. 3 in the air. And then you may go. Next turn, it's like Morph Angel. Just try to like win this game off good cards. Wall of Roots is fine. Combat's good. You can't really. I'll untap and draw. Pernicious Deed's awesome. I'm gonna hide it for a little bit. Go to combat for 3. Bring you to 12. And then, yeah, let's tuck our angel. Colorless, please. Yes. All right. Tuck an angel face down. See what you got. Hold up this Ray of Revelation, which is just so good. Gaia's Cradle. Now they have infinite mana. End step. All on tap. Take a draw. Now, the thing I could do here is flip this angel. However, if I flip this angel and they resolve an opposition, I'll never be able to get my Pernicious Deed into place. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get in there for 3 in the air, bring them to 9, and then I'm going to go colorless, green, black, and play Pernicious Deed. And you may go. Now I've got a pressure release valve. If they find like some big payoff, I can just wipe the entire board. But you have Ray. Opposition is covered. Bible Thump. It's true. It's very true. But they could also be holding a creature and like draw survival, and then start to like dig through their deck and try to recruit some advantage. There's a couple things that could happen here. Pernicious Deed covers all of it. But yeah, you could totally flip Angel and that would be like defensible. But if I flip the Angel, then like, I guess I can just wait till my turn when they put a bunch of opposition triggers on the stack, but that slows me down meaningfully, right? We're going to take an on tap. This Gemstone Mine, we just used it twice and we're now letting it power our reflecting pools, which is awesome. Monologue Frog, what's going on, baby? As cool as it is to hold up spells, I think it's time. White, 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 colorless. Combat, get you in the sky. This is 7 damage. They're at 2. So I can kill them at instant speed with fire now as well. Nothing much, just bored at work. Sorry to hear it, buddy. Hopefully I can make it a little slightly less boring. All right, you can make infinite mana. What are you going to do? Cast Hurricane? Masticore? I mean, it's not a bad one. So you can deal 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do a lot. So I'm probably going to have to... Wait, it doesn't matter. I've got Fire Ice. It is GG. They can wipe my board. It just doesn't truly matter. I can just F6 through this. Something they could do to conserve mana if they wanted to is like put a damage on the Fiend, get the Blue Blast back, cast it on the Lightning Angel would be fine. I think that's exactly what they're doing. There goes the Fiend. They've got a Blue Blast. But their Blue Blast is the thing that saves them from Fire Ice. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left. So they can't kill a Lightning Angel with Masticore. Are we Blue Blasting it? We are. All right, we got this game now. We're just going to untap and fire them. Untap, take a draw, tap for red and white, and cast fire all on your face. Opponent says LOL. Yeah, you're probably supposed to block with that Xantid Swarm. I did show you Fire Ice earlier in the game. Yeah, you've shot my Meddling Mage. You did it again, for sure. Take 2. All right, we're 2-0 with this Flippi deck. This is kind of crazy. Let's hop into round 3. Found our round 3 opponent, which is Old Cardboard. Does her hand work? Not really. It's a Azorius hand with 3 Duress and a Mesmeric Fiend. This is a hand only a mother could love. Mulligan. Here, this keeps popping up. The 1-lander with Reflecting Pool, we'll go to 5. This is a 2-lander, and we can go Duress into Mana Leak into Angel. Okay, we keep that one. Done. Our mana base is going to hurt us. Island Black Vise. The many mulligans looked pretty good now. We'll take 1 point. City of Brass, Duress, you pay a black. You stasis, buddy? And if you are, would you daze this? Would you daze a Duress? Yeah, this is blue-white stasis. So they can't stasis us super aggressively, but what I need to do is take this stasis, play Meddling Mage Naming Swords, and move on. So we'll grab the stasis, pass the turn, not lose track of this known info. There's the factory. Now, it's worth noting that they don't actually have white, but I think that holding them off of swordsing my angel is how we win this game. Lightning Angel doesn't tap to attack, so it's very good under a stasis. White and blue. Thank you for winning the giveaway. I just got the goodies today and can't wait to use them. Awesome, buddy. I'm glad. It looks like everyone, all 4 winners plus Juice, I had to give him a care package because he's been modding me for free. All got their stuff today, which is really cool. Swords to Plowshares, a card I'm aware you have. It does get awkward. That factory means I can't swords their factory, but if we can make our land drops, this Lightning Angel should be good. Another island. Is this a beep with factory? I might block that. All right, looks like they're just passing. Natural land off the top would be ideal. I will take nothing off the Vise. The Monkey's Paw curls, but I will take lands where I can get them. We'll just pass. They're going to go up to 3 mystery cards in hand. All right, no white source is attained, which is really good. End step, let's impulse for a blue and a colorless. I did pay a colorless. I hate this bug. Blue colorless, please. Thank you. Very solid chance our opponent found a piece of permission, but we have to play through this. We can't like play a game of chicken versus this deck. We'll grab the land, Gemstone Mine, and order this to the bottom and go to my turn. I'll take nothing off the Vise. Mulliganing turned out to be a feature, not a flaw. We'll go blue, colorless, red, white. Yield to all. What do we think about this opponent? You got a counterspell? All right, combat. Beep, beep. I got a dude. Speaking of the giveaway, now would be a good time to say, I don't think I'm required to say this, but I'm going to because they have been nothing but courteous to me. But this stream, and this video on Fluorescent Fungus, as well as everything, is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. If you're European, I should have a code for you guys soon, so you can buy it direct from them. If you're from the States like I am, just simply buy it at your LGS. That's all we ask. Katanas are the product that I'm the most into from Ultimate Guard. It's all we use in the studio. Chain of Vapor, my Langel. That's not great. I will not copy it. A Stasis. Okay. Well, I can't currently beat that. However, we just want to do this. Draw a land every turn. Dromar's Cavern. No response to the thing. I'm going to pick up Gemstone Mine. And then, yeah, we will just get in. There's no reason to not attack here. And then you may go. All right, they're paying 1 to keep the Stasis around. I wonder how long they'll be able to do that for. If we see a Forsaken City, I probably still won't concede. I'm probably going to see as much about our opponent's deck as I can because their deck is definitely not a typical Stasis deck. All right, there's a Langel, or just an Exalted Angel even. We'll just pass. We were able to get enough lands to not take damage yet, but it's going to be coming up. Okay, a blue. We still know about the swords in the decree. Here's another island. So we would like to draw another land if possible, please, deck. Take nothing to the Vise for now. It's a Meddling Mage. I wonder if we play it and we name Gush. I think I'm going to do that. Blue, white, Meddling Mage. They might Gush in response here if they're smart. Let's look at Force Spike or Daze. If they had Daze, they wouldn't be floating a mana though. That would be weird. Thwart. Okay, we'll call that. I don't want to grind into this forever. I don't know if I love the white splash in that deck. Okay, what do we want here? I think this is a matchup where Probe's actually fine. No Volver, no Call the Herd. Probably don't hate Recoil. No Zuran Orb, no Powder. Well, Powder Keg does have a habit of dealing with Black Vise. So that's Maybe. In this matchup, it's just like get my good friend Lightning Angel into play, profit. What's bad? I don't think I want Swords to Plowshares. They could be like an Exalted Angel deck, but it's really hard to resolve that under a stasis. It also doesn't work with stasis. Ooh, Brushhopper, good catch. Only luck. We can untap that under a stasis, right? Yeah, I think we're going to take Swords out. So what else? Duress is good. Meddling Mage is good. I think Smother sucks. So that's 6 for 5. Maybe you can bring in the first keg. What else isn't good? Everything else seems fine. Deathgrass is probably atrocious, actually. So maybe we can get this keg in here. Now we're looking for one more. Fire Ice has some weird application. I think I'll try it. It can like tap them out at a weird spot and force them to crack their stasis. Let's try this. Orb can be fine. It can be fine. It's nice that you can play it for free. I don't hate that. Maybe that's actually a good call. Maybe we should have brought that in. I don't hate this hand. We've got Duress into Meddling Mage. We just need to draw lands. All right, Caves, tap it for a black. Duress, your face. So they've got Gaia's Blessing, Gush, and 2 AKs. I think I'm going to Meddling Mage AK. So we'll take the Gush and pass the turn. Island, pass to me. Love to see it. Untap, draw a land. Rip. No land, but I will play this Meddling Mage for a white and a blue, and we will name Accumulated Knowledge. Weird name here, I know, but it blanks 2 cards in their hand, so I'm kind of into it. Another island. Do we see a stasis? That'd be a weird one. Powder Keg? For sure. We can Vindicate that if we need to. We'll yield through the turn. We draw a Grand Coliseum. Not a bad one, to be honest. Go to combat. Attack for 2. And then next turn, I think we're going to Impulse at the end step. I don't know whether I want to Vindicate the Keg or if I want to play a Brushhopper, because this Gemstone Mine's going to expire soon. They've got 2 mystery cards in hand, 3 uncastables, really. It's Impulse, colorless, blue. Just looking for a land here. We need many more lands. Reflecting Pool it is. Then we'll go to our turn. P-Deed's pretty cool. Let's go to combat. Attack for 2. Damage. And then I think we're going to Vindicate the Powder Keg for a white, a black, and a colorless. Is one of the cards in your hand Piece of Permission? No, pass to you. Stasis? For sure. So they've got no castables in hand. They've got no black vise, so we can just do this for a while. Pass to you. Obviously, Chain of Vapor messes us up really, really good. They draw another land. That's pretty good for them. I would like to draw a land. No luck. I will pass. Now Black Vise is dangerous because we're, above 4 cards in hand. Would you like to keep your stasis around? Looks like yes. All right. They didn't make a land drop. There's a land for us. I wonder if I should Meddling Mage Chain of Vapor. I think I'm going to. Fetch. Gets a little bit awkward if they have days, but there's only 2 unknowns in hand. 1 and a white. Thwart would be a nightmare. So we were hoping to dodge that. Oh, and they thwart. Okay, we're chilling. You may pay for stasis. Looks like they're just passing to... They already passed to me. Sorry, I had to answer a couple text messages. You're up, opponent. The Juice, you like this one? This is crazy. It's a new Flippi deck. We're 2-0 in the league right now. Oh, Juice, you like this one? This is a song by Phoenix called Girlfriend. It's a very good one. All right, they're passing to us. Yield through turn. Reflecting Pool, go. Did you already sell your otherworldly possessions to acquire a playset of Utra Monitor for Pauper? I have not. Is that a thing? Juice. I don't know if I have the deck lists up right now for the MTG bot. Impulse, yeah, we'll pass to you. Maybe I should have held that Mage, because this Thwart is proving to be awful. They play a land. Do they pass? They do. We draw a mana leak, we will pass. If they have Chain of Vapor or something, we can leak it, which is really good. All right, pay for your stasis. Did you find another island? Forsaken City, that's a pretty good one. I'll pass to you. Until they can resolve a Black Vise, I don't care about any of this. All right, they untap their Forsaken City after paying a mana. Another island for sure. Now this is what I call gaming. I play this sick-ass deck and I'm just stuck playing against like Stasis and Enchantress. Brutal. We'll discard. I think the card we're the least interested in is this Angel. Chain of Vapor, your Stasis. Do I mana leak this? I think I'll try it. No way. I need to resolve like Anurid Brushhopper. This is fine. The Dissolution? Copy Chain of Vapor. They bounce my... You know what? Yeah, it's bounced. I am going to not do this, actually. We'll take our lump to Stasis and just hop into a new game. I'm sure this deck can like beat Stasis. I don't think with the way those games went, there was an easy way to do it. But I'm not going to sit here and find it out live. We're just going to like ignore Stasis. This hand contains good mana. If we put a tap land into play turn 2, we can go Fiend into Duress. I think that's better than Duress into nothing, so we'll keep. Here's my Coliseum, and you may go. Are there Mox Diamonds in here? There are not. This deck's actually not super duper expensive. Opponent Wastelands into a Mox Diamond for sure. Oh, you should have Wastelanded me, brother. That's a little bit greedy. All right, City of Brass. Let's go Mesmeric Fiend for a black and a colorless. Does it defend you? Yeah, I don't know. It is. Being bad feels pretty good. Check your hand. We got Geddon, Library, Call of the Herd. Geddon's definitely the biggest beating, but if we take the Call of the Herd first, then we can Duress the Geddon. So we'll take the Call of the Herd. Try to take them off of doing anything next turn. Not even Duress. We'll Mesmeric Fiend it, which is even better. You may go. If I had to take a guess, this matchup, no way it's good for us. All right, they take 4. They play Windswept Heath. Looks like they're shipping the turn. They're refusing to pop their Wasteland. It's not what you do with Wasteland. Not in a matchup like this where my mana is clearly as greedy as it possibly can be, right? We do need to use these Pain lands. I need to preserve my Gemstone Mine as long as possible. Duress you, opponent. Although that definitely wasn't the right way to do it. I should have done it off the City of Brass. We see an STP and an Armageddon. Let's grab your STP and let's grab your Armageddon. Luckily, it worked out. We were going to take 2 damage anyway. That'll leave them with Library Windswept Heath when I'm done with their hand. There we go. That's their hand. Go to combat. You can't block this. Attack for 1. You may go. Their song Attack of the 50-Foot Lesbian Octopus is a banger. I like Let's Make Out. That's on a couple of my playlists. I didn't listen to them back when they were like kind of big. The more recent development that I started listening to this band. All right, you want to take some damage off that Library? Like that Wasteland could have like put me off of a lot if they had just used it. But they're like, I'm going to Armageddon. It will happen. Yeah, you can absolutely double Wasteland me now. Can't stop you. Probably should have done that earlier. Although it doesn't matter. We did not draw land. This deck's weakness, Armageddon and Wasteland. STP gets you back Call of the Herd. I'm going to give it 1 more draw step, but I'm not super hopeful. There's the Windy. Here comes a Call of the Herd for sure. Opponent's top decks were pretty good. We're going to concede here. No reason to fight this game. We'll just go to the next one. All right, this matchup, Teferi's Revelation, Rave Revelation plus Teferi's Response should both be good. This is a matchup where I'm interested in Probe, I think. Necravolver. I think this is a Sly card. Recoil. Could be okay. I don't think Fire Ice. I don't think Zuran Orbs. Powder Keg could be okay. I don't know if the Anurid Brushhopper isn't the guy for this matchup, though it does block Call of the Herd weirdly well, but so do all my other big creatures, right? Necravolver is sweet. Maybe just these 4. I don't want to overboard. Maybe like a Powder Keg. What don't we want? I don't think I have enough to take out. I think this Powder Keg's hopeful. I think I can lose an Angel. It's going to be really difficult to get the mana together. Same with Death Grasp. A card I find myself siding out a lot. And then Duress is like fine. Smother's like fine. I think Fire Ice is kind of mid. Let's see if I can string something together. All right, I'll take the play. This hand does contain one of our non-basics, and I can go like Mesmeric Fiend into Meddling Mage. I think we'll try it. All right, here's a Plains. You may go. Best top deck, Island. No, Island or Flooded Strand, both roughly the same. Island's better because Flooded Strand makes their Terravors bigger. We should import plus Diamond for sure, dude. Wayfarer, absolutely. Draw a Deed, land. I wonder. Yeah, I think this Wayfarer is going to absolutely run the train on me. They'll be able to go get multiple copies of Wasteland. I think this is a lock. I actually probably can't play a creature. I could play like Meddling Mage and name Sylvan Library, or Call of the Herd is probably the name. Name Call of the Herd. I'm going to do that. Meddling Mage, naming Call of the Herd. It's kind of awkward because I also feel the compulsion to hold up Impulse for land. But that's a chain that I'm going to have to follow down to the last Wasteland. I'll just get land, play it, whether Wayfarer or Wasteland, continue that forever. So instead, I will name, is it Call of the Herd or is it Sylvan Library? I'm going to name Sylvan Library. They've already got a card advantage engine. Maybe it's Call. No, the thing they can cast here is Sylvan, right? Yeah, it'll be Sylvan. And then we will pass. I couldn't find the list. I have the photo, so I'll type it up. Hold on one sec. Let me hook you up, Juice. One sec. Export as a plain text. Save. Open this folder. Grab. Flippi Junk. Copy. Yeah, let's not have Juice do more work than he has to, huh? Open Discord. Juice. There he is. Juice, check your Discord. I got you on the list. All right. Whether Wayfarer gets activated. There's a Wasteland. They got a Windswept, but they already had the Wasteland for sure. We found an Adarkar Wastes. We'll play that out, and we're going to start attacking. Because if we can get a Deed into play somehow, it feels like we can still kind of win. All right, you take 2. You may go. Because if they keep using Wayfarer to go grab Wastelands, we can clock them for 2 until they run out of Wastelands. Wayfarer activation's fine. There's a Wasteland. All right, blue, white, Impulse. We will grab a City of Brass so I can cast the next thing in my hand. All right, you got it. It's blown up. Can I attack you for 2 now? Ooh, that's so good. Swords to Plowshares, your Weather Wayfarer. Combat. Attack for 2. I will play the City of Brass. It is going to deal me a bunch of damage because of that port. You may go. Now in this spot, I'm really glad that I named Sylvan Library because their best line here by a million miles is like, ooh, another Wasteland. They just naturally had the third one. They only tutored one of those. That's pretty lucky for our opponent here. Well, we can always just try to draw lands. Another Wayfarer too. Sometimes you're good at the game and sometimes you are very lucky at the game Magic the Gathering. Our opponent might be the former, but it's definitely the latter. E for 2. You may go. Windswept Heath is fine. Okay. Weather Wayfarer shenanigans are canceled. Attack for 1 for sure. This is like a bad race. Now it's a good race. Call the herd. I draw Flooded Strand. Okay, let's go grab my island. It's about as good as that gets. And then we will impulse for stuff. If we can get to Pernicious Deed, we're looking good. They're already down 3 wastelands, so we'll see. Attackers, the 3 is unavoidable. It happens. Land into call. STP for sure. So STP into Sylvan. You got it. Rith's Grove for sure. End step, let's impulse. Let's grab Gemstone Mine, I think. Yeah, we'll grab the Gemstone Mine. I have to just assume it's going to the wasteland. So untap draw. There's an underground river. Let us fiend our opponent. I think I need to protect the Gemstone Mine. Underground river, play fiend. Black, blue. Show me your hand, dude. Naturalize is gone. 2 lands in hand. Good to know. And I think it's these 2. All right, you are up. Let's see if they can identify that they need to take out this underground river. I can't imagine they'll miss that though. But after this, they're going to be out of wasteland. So we can there's their 4th wasteland. Library does its thing. All right, diamond is fine. Pitch heath, pitch forest. White, red, cataclysm, Armageddon. Okay, we can concede this game. I think this is probably, so we're 2-2. We're going to go for the 3-2. I think that was probably one of this deck's worst matchups. Thinking about also our opponent, likely a skilled opponent, but more importantly, they had what they need when they needed it. And I don't know if we have a lot of pushback for that. So let's see if we can find, I wonder if we can play against Sly or something. I'd like to feel what that feels like. Or Dreadnought. Let's get into round number 5. All right, we found our round 3 opponent. We are trying to defend our honor with a 3-2 and we'll be on the play. A lot of 1-landers. I wonder how many lands are in this deck. Is it 23? The way this deck curves out, it feels like, yeah, it's 23. I think I'd like to see one of these so far would have been useless Death's Grasps taken out and one more land put in the mana base. That would make me feel a little bit more comfortable because this is obviously a small sample size. We could be the victims of variance here, but we have run into this a couple times now. Like this right here, double reflecting fold simply doesn't make mana. It simply doesn't make mana. Opponent also mulligans to 6. I'm going to 5. My hand needs to make mana. This hand makes all the mana. So we can go Duress into Mesmeric Fiend with Mana Leak, or is Swords better? I think if I'm going Duress into Mesmeric Fiend, then I'm going to get rid of the swords. I can go Duress, Mesmeric Fiend. I can go for this line. Maybe that's actually better. Let's try it. I'm going to pretend to be a weird deck. It kind of looks like a black 5 deck, which is the black aggro decks, but they hit splash into all 5 colors for various spells. All right, what you got? Portent, Gush, Fire Ice. So this is, oh my God, is this blue-white Tog? I think it is. All right, take the Portent. One of my loves. I'm currently 3-0 in a league right now on my other account, my non-Daybreak account. But I'm just doing that for funsies. Pass to you. If we were tracking ELO, mine would be incredibly high with the blue-white deck. And it ain't me. I think the deck's just that good. Flooded Strand, fine. My turn. On tap, draw a land ideally. Swords to Plowshares will have to do. Mesmeric Fiend for a black and a whatever. All right, show me that hand. We'll take your Fire Ice or the Gush. No, we'll take your Fire Ice. If you want to gush your way to 0 lands, that's your prerogative. You're up. So we know they've got Gush, Island, Psychotog, no Fire Ice. Got Plains, and that is their hand plus their draw for turn. What don't we know? We know the Island's there. The Plains is gone. Yep, now I think we have all the information we need. All right, so they did not play out, very importantly, a island. They played out a Plains, which makes me think they're representing Swords to Plowshares. So let's attack them first. We drew a Lightning Angel. That's the opposite of a land. Mind you, we are on a mulligan to 5 again. This might be one of those decks where I have to play a league or 2 offline just to shake the variance out, because you play 5 games of Magic for the first time and you could be a victim of variance a couple times throughout the course of those games. And that's always a bummer. Combat damage. All right, good 18. Nice. Mesmeric Fiend, numero dos. I did pay a colorless. This has to be my least favorite bug in all of MTGO with City of Brass. Sometimes you pay the color mana with City of Brass and you tap the other land for mana. And it's you didn't pay the mana, and that feels bad. All right, Fiend. Can I come into play? All right, trigger the Fiend. You have an STP? Great. We'll retake that Fire Ice, I think. Boom, give me that, and then we will pass to you. All right, so Fire Ice is gone. They've got 4 in hand. So it's Tog, Island, Gush. And now that's all it is. And they're playing their Tog. Okay, that's fine. Yield through turn. So they're just going to let me Swords to Plowshares the Tog. That's pretty good, actually, for us. Best top deck, unironically, Duress now. We could like Duress, Gush, Swords to Plowshares the Psychotog. We feel like pretty fine. Vindicate will have to be all right. This is getting out of here. Did I target the right thing? I did. Okay, white. Adios, amigo. Attack you for 1, and you may go. Missing our 3rd land drop. Doesn't feel great here. Armageddon becomes the thing we're the most terrified of. Like if they just top deck it, they could go Island, tap 2, Gush, Geddon us. We will just concede the game, I think, at that point. Probably what they're looking for here. We know no information anymore. We will yield through the turn. Portent for sure. So 2 islands, 2 mystery cards. 1, did they shuffle? They shuffled. So 1 mystery card coming off the top as well. All right, no response. Portent works. We don't draw a land. All right, let's attack and see if we can draw land number 3. Pernicious Deed, actually quite good in this matchup. Langel, it'll depend if they have a swords or not, whether Lightning Angel's good or not. Little island action. Little tap for a green. Are we main boarding Call of the Herd? Oh, this is not Blue White Tog. This is straight up Grow. Grow, a little bit less scary to me than Blue White Tog. Okay, there's a Fire Ice. Let's go ahead and just fire the Dryad down right now. Uninterested in that getting any bigger. Pitchcast Foil going to 1 in hand. All right, deal. Now if we draw a land, I'm starting to feel really, really good. They got rid of a Ray of Revelation too that barely has text against me. All right, no combat. I think they maybe are protecting their Dryad a little bit too hard, unless the last card in their hand's like extremely good. Or it's another Dryad. Okay, sure. So if we draw a bunch of lands, we can play Deed. Like if we can get to 5 lands and an STP, okay, that's quite good for our opponent. And we don't draw a land. Okay, well, I'm no longer going to fight this fight. It's pretty tough. Grow. No response. Yes, Probe. No Necravolver. Maybe Call of the Herd? No, I don't think it's right for this matchup. I like Recoil. Do I like Powder Keg? I think I do. But I don't know if I like it more than just Pernicious Deed, right? Is Anurid Brushhopper good in this matchup? Doesn't die to removal, but also just like stares at a Psychotog, which isn't great. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's bad in this matchup? Death Grasp. I think I do trust Flippi with my life. Amazing deck designer. I need to see him play the deck to know where Death Grasp is actually like good. Because our mana base has a bad habit of self-destructing too. We'll take out 1 Exalted Angel. I think Duress is pretty good. I think we're going to take out Impulses are probably like load bearing. I'm making sure we make like every land drop. Is Recoil that good? It's got to be fine, right? Maybe Fire Ice. Let's do it. All right, deck, let's keep a 7. Well, this is an Esper hand. We need to unlock red before we can play Lightning Angel. Duress and Vindicate are pretty good, though. And no, wait. Gemstone Mine will make Lightning Angel mana. Okay, we'll keep this. I thought this was a Reflecting Pool. So I was like, oh, no, we can't make the color we need. But we can. We totally can. At the expense of our land drop, unfortunately. But what can you do? When I say expense of our land drop, I mean at the expense of like Gemstone Mine only taps 3 times. So like you have this incentive to leave it in play as long as possible. So if you draw a Reflecting Pool, you can get like the rainbow mana out of it. All right. Caves, tap for black. Duress, you. We got AK, Armageddon, Fire Ice, Portent. All right, as much as I want to take the Geddon, their mana's weak. I'm going to take the Portent and just pass the turn. I actually might just Vindicate a land, like Vindicate City of Brass into Lightning Angel, try to make that work. City of Brass for sure. Why would you lead on City of Brass? They must, I'm putting them on, either they drew swords or they want me to think they drew swords. Either way, we'll pass. There's the island, which I think we're actually going to Vindicate. Nah, we should Vindicate the City of Brass. Have you cast Lightning Angel and Spack Face yet? Yeah, we won a couple of games with Lightning Angel already, actually. All right, we take a draw. Pernicious Deed, not bad. City of Brass, let's Vindicate City of Brass, tapping for a blue, a white, and a black. And if you've got Days or whatever, that's fine. You may go. You're definitely going to cast AK if you don't have anything. White, blue, AK for sure. Blow up your land. Nice. There's a Gemstone Mine. So they are on the Lanny version, or the correct version. We draw STP. All right. Gemstone Mine. Let's get Angel in play. 1. Blue, white, red, colorless. See, it would be really cool if this would take. There we go. Cast this Lightning Angel. Combat, Beat Face. They've got 3 known in hand. I suspect one of the cards in their hand is Swords to Plowshares. But if they swords, we just like re-up on a Lightning Angel and keep beating face. If you draw a land, we can swords plus Lightning Angel. There's a Flooded Strand. Yeah, we're just going to yield through. I wonder if they're going to play Tog. If they play Tog, we just like swords plus Pernicious Deed. White. There's the swords we knew they had. Attack for 2, for sure. Untap draw. There's another Lightning Angel. Can I just like race them? Or is it better to just get the Deed into play now? That way if they Armageddon, like I can draw white swords to the Quarian Dryad. They'd have to have a land drop as well to Armageddon, which is interesting. I think I'm just going to drop this Langel. Yeah, I think we're going to beat face. Red, white. That's not how we're tapping for white. That'll be our colorless. This will be our white. Show me permission. Combat. Tapping this with ice wouldn't be the worst idea, to be honest, but they neglect to do that, so we're passing the turn. Do you have another, is your last unknown a Swords to Plowshares, bro? Is it like that for you? Nope, good. Opt for sure. Huge Riot gonna grow. 0 top, 1 bottom. Armageddon would suck here, but as of right now, we would win that race. No, we would lose that race, right? We get hit for 4, we hit for 3, and they did it first. As of right now, we'd lose that race, but all we need is a white source to do with the Q Dryad. 2 unknowns. Looks like they're gonna Tog. Okay, this is actually not bad. Now we can do that STP PD play I was talking about. All right, so we know their hand is Armageddon Fire Ice. We shall take 4 and go to our turn. Untap draw. They got to stop in our upkeep, probably because they were thinking about icing, but they can't do that anymore. They don't have enough mana. What's the over-under on like play? How close are they to killing us? I'm at 12. Playing Lightning Angel brings me to 11. No, because I'd have to double block Quarry and Dryad and it would take 1 out. Yeah, that wouldn't work. Ooh, Probe. That doesn't truly do anything right now, right? Let's go combat. Beat for 3. I wonder if it's even that good to probe here. Because if I Swords to Plowshares the Tog, or that good to Pernicious Deed, I mean to say there. Because if I Swords the Tog, they Armageddon, that thing becomes a 5/5. I'm at 11, so it's effectively a 3 to 2 turn clock. I think I'm supposed to probe, actually. Just like hardcast probe. Blue, whatever. Duress Underground River is pretty interesting. Let's see, I have to discard 2. Is Pernicious Deed even good anymore? Let's see, I think I need to pitch Lightning Angel plus Meddling Mage. Is that where we're at? Lightning Angel, Meddling Mage? Land, Duress, Swords, play PD'd. Does that look that good to us? I think that's where we're at. All right, play Underground River. Tap it for black. Duress U. Foil Armageddon Fire Ice. Well, we're taking the Armageddon, I think. Yeah, we're taking the Armageddon. They've got Foil Fire Ice in hand, so we really don't want them to draw Island. We're going to right now STP the Psychotog. Adios, Gemstone Mine. They can gain a bunch of life if they like to. That's fine with me. Drawing a Lamb lets us play and crack Deed on 2. Although the foil in their hand is definitely going to be a detriment to that. And it still looks pretty grim for us. All right, they just let the Psychotog go, no pumping. Lanny's Grow deck is so good. I've been so impressed with it. I played a couple leagues off camera, and I was able to 4-1 twice. Felt super good. 4, 5, 6, 7. They're like not that far from like fire and deal the rest of lethal to us. Like easy peasy. Okay, this is bad. This means I have to, Duress them, take foil, play Pernicious Deed, and then they just tap my Lightning Angel and kill us? They're going to ice what? My Lightning Angel? Yeah, that just does it. Damn, kids. Kids, we tried the spice. We tried it, but we went 2-3. So we got 50 play points back. I'm going to do a little wrap up on this as soon as MTGO stops having a seizure. Every time I end a league for whatever reason has a seizure. Let's talk about this deck and my first impressions of playing it. Flippi's a great player and says he's been having a lot of success playing this. I'm assuming he's played it against a wide variety of things. So I also have to assume that like he's got a reason for having these death grasps in here, which to me feel really bad. Like I want to split these up into like land number 24 and like Pernicious Deed number 3, or like Fire Ice number 4 in the main, or like some other utility creature, something like that. They don't feel very good to me. But maybe I haven't run into the matchup where they would be good. The spell split when your mana works is hilariously good. Like the ability to like duress your opponent to protect a Lightning Angel and play the game off the back of that and Meddling Mage. Every game we were able to do that, we just won. The Enchantress matchup felt weirdly easy, but that could also just be the small sample size. The sideboard, I have no words for. This is definitely a Flippi sideboard. I'm not exactly sure what I like, what I hate. I wish I saw some Sly, because I think this Necravolver is actually like nutty in a matchup like that. As like a way to go from this into like Exalted Angel. I'm not sure what they're supposed to do, but that's all I have for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Do I recommend this? I don't know. Seems alright to me. I don't think it's winning LobsterCon, but it's definitely very cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.